And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Guys, another day and some more transfer news in the Rangers space. Now, of course, over the last couple of days, we have been discussing that Rangers are close to securing the £7 million double deal for Stuart Rumans and Tuki Chukwueze. And barring any last-minute hiccups, those deals will go over the line and they will be our first two signings of the transfer window and may already been announced by the time you're watching this. However, it's not stopping there, ladies and gentlemen. We have got some big transfer news courtesy of Sky Sports. And actually, they have announced that we have made initial contact with a Premier League club over a duo. Yes, two new players that have emerged as potential transfer targets for Rangers this January. And it's safe to say that the 49ers and Rangers are going all out for this league title. Now, they made an arse of it in the summer, and ever since that Russell Martin dismissal, it seems as though they have tried everything to rectify it, changing the sort of director of football and all of the other things, sacking Russell Martin and trying to make actual proper decisions, but also now putting their money where their mouth is and actually trying to make an impact and make us a whole lot better so we can go on and compete for this league title come the end of the campaign. But guys, anyway, enough rambling from me. Let's get into the two new names that have emerged. But as always, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So as you can see, guys, Sky Sports are stating that we are now have made initial inquiries to Sunderland for duo Dan Neil and Romain Mundle. Of course, two Sunderland players here. And of course, this is coming from Sky Sports, as we know, a fairly reputable source when it comes to sort of transfer news and all of the rest of it. But they're, of course, coming out now. Keith Dowie, who's the sort of Northeast correspondent, does a lot with that sort of, that area of the world. And it's quite reputable when it comes to sort of Newcastle and Sunderland transfer news. And he's saying that Rangers have made initial inquiries to Sunderland for the duo, that being Dan Neil and Romain Mundle. Midfielder Neil captained his hometown club to playoff success at Wembley in May, but has only featured 3 times in the Premier League this season. Mundle has made 8 substitute appearances from the bench and is keen for more regular football. Sunderland are quoted to be open to allowing them to leave on loan this month. So these players wouldn't likely be a permanent transfer, more so sort of temporary. And again, I think a lot of people will be sort of, I'm not too sure. We don't really like recruiting down in England; it doesn't necessarily work. However, Dan Neil certainly could be a good signing for us up in Scotland. I genuinely do believe that he's got a lot of football, played a lot of football, got a lot of football under his belt, and is still young. When we're talking about these sort of championship prospects, usually they're like 30, 32 over the hill. This player's 24 and obviously chomping at the bit to play some football. So certainly I think would be a good move for us, especially on a sort of temporary basis. And then Romain Mundle, to be honest with you, I've not really heard of him. Not to be rude, I'm not going to lie. I don't know every single player in the world. But of course he has played 8 Premier League games so far this season and played a bit in the Championship, but still relatively young. Still in this sort of age range of where we've been trying to recruit, 22 years old. Like the other players that we've just signed, the double signing with the £7 million, they're around the ages of 22, 21. So we're going for more of this sort of younger model, but both of these would likely be loan moves. So Dan Neil and Romain Mundle are the latest names to emerge as we go on this sort of transfer rebuild. But I'm interested to know what you guys think with regard to this. I know a lot of people may be like, more English players from England. I mean, these ones aren't necessarily, they're Premier League players, but they haven't really played much Premier League games. But certainly they have played quite a lot. I mean, could they make a cuck up? I don't know, but I'm interested. I'm more of an open book when it comes to this. We're under a different regime. I know they made a mistake in the summer, but I'm an open book. If there's any of you experts down there, obviously I'm just breaking the news. I'll find out more information about the players going forward. But do let me know what your thoughts are on them, and do you think they would be a good addition to this Rangers team? In other news, Nasser Jiga is poised to make his return to the Rangers squad squad this weekend, with the on-loan centre-back set to be available for the Premiership meeting, with Aberdeen following Burkina Faso's exit from the Africa Cup of Nations. The 22-year-old has been absent from domestic action for the past 5 matches after departing for international duty shortly after Rangers' win over Hibs at Ibrox. Giga missed the trip to Tynecastle to face Hearts and was forced to watch from afar as Danny Rühl's side regrouped from that setback, stringing together important victories against Motherwell and St Mirren to reassert themselves in the title race. In his absence, Rühl has been forced to reshuffle his defensive options. John Souttar's return to fitness proved timely, while Manny Fernandez has continued to cement his place in the starting 11. The pairing was trusted for the Old Firm victory at Parkhead, and again for Tuesday night's win over Aberdeen, a match in which Fernandez underlined his growing importance by scoring his 5th goal of the campaign to set Rangers on their way against the Dons. Fernandez is expected to keep his place alongside Souttar for Sunday's rematch at Ibrox, as Rangers look to maintain their momentum at the top end of the table. However, Giga's return provides Rühl with a welcome boost in depth and competition, particularly with Derek Cornelius still sidelined following a lengthy injury layoff. Giga's AFCON experience proved a frustrating one on a personal level. Despite Burkina Faso progressing from Group E after victories over Equatorial Guinea and Sudan, the Wolves' loanee did not feature at any stage of the tournament. The Stallions' run came to an abrupt end in the last 16, where they were comprehensively beaten 3-0 by hosts Ivory Coast and Marrakesh earlier this week. Now back in Glasgow, Giga will quickly be reintegrated into Rühl's plans as Rangers prepare for a demanding run of fixtures. Since arriving from Wolves in the summer, the defender has made 24 appearances in all competitions and remains an important part of the squad, with his loan spell at Ibrox set to run until the end of the season. Speaking ahead of the weekend, Rühl confirmed Giga's return, while also providing a broader update on his squad's fitness. "I think the good thing is, Oliver Antman is also back on the training pitch," the Rangers head coach said on Friday morning. "Let's see if he is ready to be in the squad now. We need him in a good way. He could be back as soon as possible. We bring all the players back. I think Nasser Giga is back from the AFCON. This is again a lift. Injuries are never nice, but I think, especially in December and January, when you have a lot of games, then you have to accept it sometimes, even if it's not nice." With key bodies returning and confidence growing, Giga's reintegration adds another layer of strength to a Rangers side determined to keep pushing in the title race. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.